Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. This is not really how I wanted to film the intro, but it got a little bit too dark in my kitchen, so yeah, I have to film it holding my camera. Not very fun indeed. This is obviously my September inspired look. It is very woody, very brown, very green. Obviously September is now going into autumn, so it works perfectly well with the colours outside, and I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. It is very weird filming again. I feel like I'm back to my first video because it's been so long, but my decorating is now finished, so that's why I'm getting back to normal. And also, I hate decorating. It gave me a really sore wrist, you bastard. But anyway, it really is sore, but I carried on and I ploughed through. But that's why when you see this in the video, don't worry, it's just a bit sore and this is helping it somewhat, but yes, I really hope that you enjoy this tutorial and I will see you later. Bye guys. So I've already done my eyebrows. I shit you not, it is taking me like 10 minutes to do these. It's just not been a good eyebrow time for me. But anyway, we're going to go straight on to priming the lids. So I'm just going to take a little bit of one of the foundations that I'm going to be using today. It's just going to be the lighter one. It's really weird. I normally put foundation on the back of my hand, but because I've got this, I have to put it on my finger. It feels really weird. And I'm just going to prime my lids with this. This is the Morphe sponge, beauty sponge. I got it not that long ago, so I think I've been using it all week. I love it. Blends out everything seamlessly and just amazingly. And it's really soft and smooth and also inexpensive. Like the normal beauty blender is like £16, but this was like half the price. I think it was like 7 or 8, and it's so good. The only thing I have though is it's quite thick at the top, so like trying to get precise underneath the eyes is quite difficult. And with the beauty blender, that's quite easy to squeeze to make smaller, but this one's slightly harder to make smaller at the tip. But apart from that, if you know how to use it, then to do that, then that's fine. But if you don't, you might find a bit of difficulty trying to get into those small areas. So I'm just going to, pardon me, set this with some translucent powder. Also, I cleaned my brushes last night, and the first time in weeks, because I haven't been able to do it because of the decorating. So there's been nowhere like clean for me to let them out to dry, because I would normally stick them on the edge of my table in my living room. But because I was decorating in the living room, I couldn't put them in there because they would get dirty, and there wasn't a table because everything was cleared out. So it feels so good to have clean brushes, like oh my god. So now that we have kind of set the eye primer and whatnot, we're going to be moving on to the shadows. And of course I'm going to be taking my trusty Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going to go into this colour right here. I don't know what they are, I don't have my thing with me, but I will write them down in the description box, the ones that I use. And I'm just going to put this kind of above the folds in my eye. So I'm initially doing that just to kind of see where the natural crease would be, and then just closing it again just to see where like the folds are. And I'm not going to take this down into the outer corner, I'm just going to place this up here on the top. Just as a kind of transition shade. Now because this is like a warm kind of mustardy yellow colour, it'll be perfect for this look because it's warm and it's kind of woody. I find like a good nice woody colour. I'm not taking a lot of this product, just a little bit amount, just to kind of set a base colour really. And I know this is darker than a normal transition colour, but that's kind of what you want. You want it to be light enough where it still would work as a transition colour, but dark enough where you can't see it at the end. You still want to be able to see it. And this just kind of helps use one colour instead of like loads to build it up. So it works really well. Once we've got done that, I'm going to be taking a slightly different brush, slightly smaller but still quite big and blendy type. I'm going to take the smallest amount of this colour here, just because this is really dark. So I just want the smallest amount. And I'm going to put that basically in the same place. Take it high, just not as high. See how dark that is, and I've only used like the littlest amount. And you're going to need to go back and forth between that new brush and the brush that you used before, just to keep it all blended and light. And I'm going to take an even smaller brush now. I'm going to take the Morphe B43. So before, the first one I used was the Morphe M441, and then the NYX number 16 brush. Now I'm taking the Morphe B43, and I'm going to take this this green shade right here. Again, I'm just tapping in just a little bit, and I'm going to place this on the outer corner of my eye. I'm just kind of wiggling on, just to kind of pack but blend in that wee small area. And then with whatever's left on my brush from doing the outer corners, I'm just going to lightly bring that in. I'm barely with the tip touching my eyelid. I just want to slightly bring it in a wee bit. Not all the way, maybe to about halfway to here. And then the brush that we used for the brown, I'm going to take that one again, and also a little bit of the dark one beside that green. Just a little dab in each. And then I'm just going to kind of go over that a wee bit. Really, really lightly, just go over the edge of that green and kind of over that green a wee bit. And if you feel the need to, go back in with the first one just to help blend it all out. Then once you've done that, we're going to go into the Naked 2 palette, and we're going to take Pistol, which is this colour right here, which is slightly grey. It's hard to tell, but you can see it when it's on the eye. And we're going to take a, if you don't drop it, that is, and we're just going to take kind of this kind of flat brush right here, and we're going to get the Pistol colour on this brush, and then we're going to spray it with some MAC Fix Plus, and then we're going to put this on our eyelid like this, and as we're doing it, we're going to carve out this brown shade ever so slightly, just to make it like a soft cut crease kind of effect. And because that brush is still slightly wet, we don't need to spray it again when we go in for more product to do the other eye. If you feel the want to, go ahead though. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the Jaclyn Hill palette again. Whoop. And we're going to take this shimmery green colour here. Again, go into the product first and then spray it with MAC Fix Plus. And we're just going to go over that colour that we used from the Naked 2 palette. I didn't realise filming a makeup tutorial would hurt my wrist so much. And I've taken painkillers as well, but I was really sore. Yeah. So that small brush that we used to pack on that green, we're going to take it again with no extra product on it just now. And we're just going to kind of blend over that edge there. And then we're going to take either or, no matter which brush you want to use, we're just going to go over just very quickly, just like that, because even though we want that slight cut crease look, just to help tidy it up a wee bit and just make sure the line doesn't go too high and to make sure that it is even. I'm now going to go just very lightly back into the dark green that we used on the outer corner and just going to deepen that up a wee bit. Now I'm not wanting to do any liner today, but what I will do is I'm going to take my Bare Minerals Round the Clock at Midnight liner. And I'm just going to pull very slightly at the side of my eye, and I'm just going to run this along the base of my lashes just to help deepen them up. But I don't want to touch my eyelid with this, I just kind of want to run it along the base of my lashes. If you do get it on your lid though, as long as it's just a little bit, it doesn't really matter because we will be wearing falsies later on. But just for this look, I don't want any eyeliner on. And then we're going to move on to the face. Now priming the face is going to be a little bit difficult, but we're gonna go for it. So I'm going to take the Nivea Men Sensitive Post Bam thingy, which smells absolutely amazing. And you only need a little bit of this because it's actually quite like liquidy. And I'm just going to prime my face with this. Now for foundation, I'm going to have to take this off while I do my foundation. But for my foundation, I'm going to be mixing two shades together. I'm going to be taking, both of them are Beautifully Matte Light from number 7, but I'm going to be taking the shade Deeply Ivory and Wheat. I'm going to take 3 pumps of Deeply Ivory and then 2 pumps of Wheat and then mix them together all around my face. And then I'm going to be taking my number 7 Match Made Concealer in Deeply Ivory. And I'm just going to put this under my eyes, along my forehead, down my nose, and everywhere else. Now I'm not going to set everywhere with the powder. I'm just going to take a little bit of it and I'm just going to set where I put concealer. Now while I have time to let the rest of the foundation on the rest of my face kind of dry a little bit more and set a little bit more, I'm going to kind of just set my eyebrows and do it underneath my eyes, because if we go in with like a powder bronzer and just now, it's going to move the foundation, but I do want this to have kind of like a more dewy type of look. So for underneath the eyes, I'm going to basically just kind of roughly do what we did on the top but on the bottom. So again, I'm going to go into that mustard yellow shade just very lightly and kind of just run it underneath. And then I'm going to take a really, really small brush and I'm just going to take the green shade after using that mustard yellow one, and I'm just going to run it underneath. I'm going to keep it kind of on the outer corner, I'm not going to take it all the way along. And then blend that out. And then I'm going to take my round the clock eyeliner again and just kind of tight line with that. And also just a little bit of mascara so it has time to dry before we put on falsies. I'm going to contour using my NYX HD in Taupe. I'm just going to lightly pack this on first so I don't move the foundation, and then very lightly kind of blend it out a little bit. And then I'm going to use highlight. So for highlighter today, I'm going to be going into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild Glow Kit, and I'm going to take the green shade down here. Fresh highlighter brush, fresh clean highlighter brush. So weird seeing it white. And then I'm just going to dust this over very lightly. And then I'm going to go into my Merry Luminizer, take some more of that, and I'm just going to go over that ever so slightly. Again, just to help with this kind of dewy, fresh look, which I've always been a matte fan. However, sometimes I don't mind a dewy look sometimes. Actually no, I was going to say for blush, but I'm actually going to bronze just a little bit. And I'm just going to take my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, which, oh my god, it smells and tastes delicious, just as an FYI. And I'm just going to take the smallest amount of this because I don't really want a lot, because I want the contour to be cool toned. Again, to kind of mimic kind of woody kind of leaves type of thing. But I just want to go over that slightly with a bronzer. And up on the forehead. Ah! Far too much. On the jaw. And for blush, where did I put it? I'm going to go into my Dandelion blush. But I really don't want a lot of this because I've actually been really liking the non-blush look recently. I think that's because I've been using a lot of bronzer. And I feel like I don't need blush as much. Ever so slightly, like you can barely see it. Don't even know why I bothered. Set the brows. Now for lips, I'm going to just wipe off some of this lip salve thing that I've got on. Okay, I've got quite dry lips. And I'm going to be using my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. The lashes that I will be wearing today are the Fully Fleur lashes by Eyler. And I'm just going to stick some of my Duo Lash Glue on them. And then obviously spray with some Max Fix Plus. And there is the finished look. That is it done. So I have just moved closer to the window. I actually have to hold my camera because the kitchen bench is in my way. And you got a lovely view of my kitchen. Yay! But anyway, here is the finished look. It's just this beautiful kind of woody, greeny, kind of smoked out look, which really does remind me of September, because obviously there's still a lot of greenery, but there's also a lot of browns because the leaves are now starting to turn brown and the bushes are now starting to turn brown. So I thought this would be perfect with all kind of woody colours. So this is it, and I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Bye guys!